Hey everyone, what's up? This is Zach. So, for those who don't know, I am a huge fan of the Sam Raimi Spider Man trilogy, especially those first two movies. Now, the third film I can watch, I can get some fun out of it, but it is easily the weakest of the trilogy. And there's also some nostalgia with that movie, too. So, I do have nostalgic feelings for all of the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies, which star Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man. And Tobey Maguire, now this could also be for nostalgic reasons, but he is my favorite Spider-Man actor. I think that he is the best when it comes to the Spider-Man actors, but that's just me. So I am a big fan of this trilogy. I've always liked this trilogy. I know some people have stated that the first movie has aged poorly, which I did rewatch some of the scenes from that movie recently. I can understand where people are coming from with that, but it's a movie you can still get some fun out of. It's a fun movie. It's a fun comic book movie, and I've always really liked the first Spider-Man movie. I do like the second one more, which is my favorite of the trilogy, but I do like the first movie. But what I wanted to talk about for this video is Spider-Man 4. Now, for those who don't know, Spider-Man 4 was originally going to be a thing in the Tobey Maguire era of Spider-Man. Spider-Man 4 was originally going to be released in 2011, and it was going to have the Vulture as the leading bad guy, which, very interesting choice. And I think Mysterio was also going to be a villain in Spider-Man 4, which I know there's a rumor that was going to be the Bruce Campbell cameo in that movie. Like, it was revealed that he was Mysterio, so I think that would have been cool. So Spider-Man 4 definitely had some interesting ideas. Now, I do have a problem with the, I guess, consistency or the chronology of the Spider-Man films, because for those who haven't played the movie tie-in games, you actually fight Vulture and Mysterio in the movie tie-in games. Vulture you actually fight in the first game, the first Spider-Man game, and then in the second game you fight Mysterio. So if they were to do a Spider-Man 4 back in the day and do a movie tie-in game based on that, which there was going to be a movie tie-in game because there was some sort of build or demo or something for Spider-Man 4 back in the day. So there was a movie tie-in game in the works for Spider-Man 4, but my issue is if they were to have Vulture and Mysterio and all these villains that were in the video games but not in the movies, I just feel like there would be a consistency error with that. Like, would Spider-Man acknowledge that he's fought these villains before, or would he treat them as if he's never met them before? That's really my main question. But over the last few years now, there's been this sort of resurgence of Spider-Man 4, at least since 2021 when Spider-Man No Way Home came out. Because after that movie, a lot of Spider-Man fans have said, okay, anything is possible at this point. The multiverse is a thing, Tobey Maguire is back as Spider-Man and everything, so the idea of Spider-Man 4 happening has sort of had a resurgence. And a lot of people have been wanting it. I want it myself, of course, as someone who is a big fan of that Spider-Man trilogy. So there's been a resurgence in wanting a Spider-Man 4, and there's so much hope for a Spider-Man 4 even in more recent years, just years after the original trilogy. But recently there's been some news that has broken out that Sam Raimi has apparently said that he will never make Spider-Man 4. Very unfortunate news, for sure, but I look at it like this, right? If Spider-Man 4 never happens, it's not the end of the world, okay? It's simply not. It's not the end of the world, and you have to think about this too. All of the Sam Raimi Spider-Man films were released in the 2000s. So, in today's day and age, in the climate that we live in, and the way that movies are done today, you really have to ask yourself this too. Do you really want a Spider-Man 4 in today's day and age? So I would rather not get it than get something that's just horrendous, something that's terrible. So something that's even worse than Spider-Man 3. So that's something that you really have to ask yourself. Is that really what you want? Now, when it comes to Spider-Man 4, I do have some ideas for it if it ever were to happen. So here would be my idea for Spider-Man 4, and this is something that I've been wanting to talk to you guys about for some time. My idea for Spider-Man 4. Now, assuming that the movie tie-in games are not canon, sure, have the Vulture be the lead bad guy in Spider-Man 4. Also have Mysterio in there too, maybe even Black Cat. So have all these characters in Spider-Man 4. And maybe even have Tobey Maguire, his Peter Parker, maybe even be a dad. Of course, he is married to MJ and they have a kid and everything. You know, he's raising a family now, and he's also trying to balance that and being Spider-Man. Kind of like how Logan was an old man Wolverine story. Why not make Spider-Man 4 an old man Spider-Man story? I think that would be interesting. And I would say in Spider-Man 4, after the final fight with Vulture or whoever, he saves the day. You know how it goes at the end of these Spider-Man movies. So he goes back home to his family, and then something happens. He gets teleported to another universe. He gets transported into Tom Holland's universe, which then leads to No Way Home. So therefore, Spider-Man 4 would essentially be a prequel to Spider-Man No Way Home, set before those events. I think you see where I'm getting at with that. I think that would be an interesting idea. I think that would be a cool way of going about it, because that is something that I have thought about too. If Spider-Man 4 were to ever happen, would you have it set before No Way Home or after No Way Home? That's a good question in of itself. So for me, I like the idea of before No Way Home happens, but that's just me. Let me know what you think about that though. So if Spider-Man 4 doesn't end up happening though, that is going to be a shame. That is going to be a shame because again, I love that trilogy. It's maybe one of my favorite trilogies of all time, even though I think the third one is... I think the third one's just okay. I don't think it's as bad as some people make it out to be, but it's just... the first two are far better. That's all. But let me know what you think. Do you hope Spider-Man 4 still happens? Do you hope that it never happens? Feel free to let me know what you think. So with that said, thank you for watching, take care, and have a good one.